Top of the day, family. This is your brother Samal here for another episode here at the Artist Journal, where we talk things pertaining to the Black slash African experience. We have a beautiful guest today, my sister out of Washington D.C. that's in Tanzania, currently doing her thing, building out her platform. Alqamar is a social activist. I can say definitely a Pan Africanist, and she's looking to build out some things. So we wanted to bring her on today so she can share a little bit with the family as to what it is that she got brewing in Tanzania. Many of you know that I spent about a year in Tanzania back in 2021, and I must say I had a it was hills and valleys for me. I had a lot of challenges, but I had good times also. I learned a lot from being there. And again, we wanted to bring Alqamar on so she can share with the tribe, you know, her experiences and the things that she's manifesting and building out in Tanzania. So, Alqamar, I want to say welcome to the platform.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my good brother. Looking forward
Absolutely.
to the conversation, and I appreciate the offer to come join you.
Absolutely. Before we get into it, I was so surprised and shocked when I saw you here in Kenya. That was like what? Could we say about 3, 4 months ago?
Yeah, yep, about a good 3, 4 months.
That was fire. It lets you know that the world is a small place, even though that you live in two diametrically opposed countries. You still wind up in the same spaces. So,
Tiny,
Alqamar,
tiny.
sure. Absolutely. So, you're in TZ, Alqamar. Let me ask the
Mhm.
question, why out of 54, 55 countries, why did you choose Tanzania?
Well, I like to say that it was really the other way around. Tanzania chose me. um, to make it a long story short, my first visit to Tanzania was my second time ever on the continent. My first time ever was in Zimbabwe. Had a lovely time, did a 2 week tour of the whole entire country, and um, it was a group of us, and it was, a really amazing time. And 2 years later, I had another opportunity to come back to the motherland with my good sister, Mayasa. Shout out to Mayasa. She was instrumental in helping to change the whole trajectory of my life. And so she does group tours to Tanzania annually. And she enticed me one year to come with her. Come join us on a group tour. You'll love it. I hemmed and hawed, made all kind of excuses why I couldn't come, money being on the main factor. And, she just put some stuff in my ear that I couldn't resist and just told me don't make it about money. And if it's your desire to come, just come. And so I took her up on that offer. And I'm glad I did because it changed my whole life. Got to Tanzania for the first time ever and just completely fell in love. Completely fell in love with the country, the people, the beauty of this place. The pole pole, the saying, it's the slow, um, lifestyle, way of life. And when I got back home, I just couldn't shake the idea of being back here. I just couldn't shake it. It was more spiritual than anything else. And then I found myself back 5 months later. I booked a flight, didn't know where I was going to be staying, didn't know how long I was going to be staying, didn't know anything. I just knew I had to be back here. And so I booked the flight, and of course, as you know, as the universe would have it, everything worked out in divine assignment. And yeah, that was maybe about 5 years ago. And here I am now. It's been a little over a year, and I've been here on the ground in Tanzania full time ever since. So this was my fifth and final time coming to Tanzania. I came for good.
Nice, nice. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let me ask you this: how are you received in Tanzania? We want the real, you know what I mean, for people that might want to travel there. Like, what have how? First of all, how long have you been in Tanzania now?
I've been in Tanzania since last October. So that's what 16 months.
16 months. So,
Hmm.
how are you being received in Tanzania as someone who's, planting roots and coming back home?
I'm received very well. Yeah, I'm received very well. I live in a village. I live in a compound inside of a compound. And so, my village people, I pass them every day and they're always welcoming, always kind, generous. I've met a lot of people since I've been here, a lot of local Tanzanians. Um, there are challenges in the way of corruption. I will be honest with that. Tanzania is no different than most other countries that I visited and hear a lot about on the continent when it comes to corruption, which is a whole conversation in and of itself. Somehow I would love to dig into that because that's something that's like very interesting to me. But there's ways around that too. It's one of those situations where we like to think as diasporans coming from someplace else that we're targeted, in that way, when really it's been my experience that it's no discrimination. When it comes to corruption, they target one another, they target foreigners. So, um, but outside of that, it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and I've been received extremely well. You there?
It looks like I'm keep going in and out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now coming off of this political stuff, since you touched on it a little bit, corruption, since all of the riots and stuff like that took place a couple months back, how have the environment been in Tanzania? And I know you're a bit ways from Dar es Salaam, correct? You up north?
I'm the northern. We're on the northern tip. Yeah, we're closer to Nairobi, the Kenyan side. We're
I got you.
about a 2 hours drive from the Kenyan border.
I got you. So have things calmed down a bit in Tanzania?
Oh, absolutely. It did. It really sprung right back. I mean, there was some unrest here as well in Arusha. So a lot of the major cities, like five major cities that went up in flames. A lot of places, all at the same time, simultaneously. And Arusha was one. Um, but yeah, it didn't take long for things to actually spring back. Maybe about a week and a half, 2 weeks after the uprising, things went pretty much back to normal.
Hmm. So in
So it didn't
times
take
of
long.
unrest, so in times of unrest like that, and I know you probably are affiliated with some expat groups. What were some of the things? What were some of the precautions that you guys took in Tanzania when all of this hit the fan?
Well, it was such a surprise to most of us that we were really hit off guard, so it was just it was a point where we just had to buckle down and ride it out. I literally heard, the smoke bombs and things going off in my village, so for like a good 3 nights, it was rough. And there was some
Mm,
stories, we had one diasporan had her windows broken out, and another one, the car was attacked while they were in it. Everybody was safe though, nobody was physically harmed, but yeah, it was some scary moments. It
mm.
got rough for a minute. So we
So
just
in those,
basically buckled down and
mm,
rode it out. I mean, the precautions, and then, there was a couple of months later, there was some planning going around, some grassroots planning to do another protest, but the government was successful in quelling that. But during that, it was more, we were more aware that this protest was coming. And so some of the diasporans took precautions where they left. Some left Tanzania altogether and came over to where you were, Kenya. And some
wow,
others decided to come together. And so a lot of the women who live alone, they came together with other diasporan communities, and they stayed on Mama C's compound, actually, in her village, where there was safety in numbers. So we took some more precautionary steps for the second round that was planned, but the government was very instrumental in quelling that uprising before it got started. So it was not a uprising at all.
I got you. I got you. So for now, you can say like folks are chilling out right now. There's no nothing cooking up on the political scene. It's kind of quiet right now.
Not to my knowledge. If something pops up now, we'd be totally taken off guard. But no, things are
Got you.
completely back to normal.
I got you. So I
Hmm.
know you've been to Kenya. I saw you here when I bumped into you.
Hmm.
Do explain to the family like, do you ever consider moving to Kenya? And I know like it's a comparison thing always going on amongst the diaspora. So give us a few of your thoughts. Have you ever considered moving here or Tanzania is
Short
it?
short answer to that is no. And I'll tell you why. It's me personally, and ironically, I was just on the phone with another one of my diasporan brothers who's been here for over a year himself, and from Kenya, and now he's moving back to Kenya. He's moving back to
Mm,
Kenya Wednesday, actually. So
mm.
we do get some folks who come here and then leave to go to Kenya. But personally, my interest is not in Kenya not only, but mainly because I'm so invested here in Tanzania. And for me, it's such a spiritual journey that I've even found myself here to begin with, right? So I want to give myself a chance and an opportunity to foster and grow those seeds that I planted here in Tanzania. I like Kenya. I like Kenya. I've been to Kenya multiple times. I don't
Yeah.
like driving in Nairobi. I tell you that much. Not the city center. I avoid that as much as I
Oh,
can.
come on. Oh, come on. That's no different from down there where Kariako is.
What do
Like
you
that
mean?
traffic in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, Kariako,
Oh,
that
you
area
talking
is
dog?
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you talking dog. But you have much more experience in dog traffic than I do. But here,
yeah,
Arusha, a sleepy town, Arusha here, no. In comparison to Nairobi traffic, yeah, I can have it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can. But I
Arusha is
love
like
shopping.
that's like Potomac, Maryland. You out there.
True,
Yeah.
true. I love shopping in Kenya. Kenya offers so many opportunities as it relates to retail. Um, the food options. I mean, it's just you just have a lot. of more activity and things to do and options when you cross the border into Nairobi for sure. I love Kenya for those reasons.
I got
But
you.
Tanzania is home. This is the culture hub for me.
So let me ask you this: where you at now? If you was to
Mhm.
take a bus trip to Nairobi, how long is that ride?
It's about 5 hours.
Ah, okay. That's
Hmm.
not bad at all. That's not bad at
Yeah.
all.
Actually, I do tours actually, Samal. I don't know if your audience knows that, but I have a
No, we was gonna get
transportation.
to that. We was gonna get to it, but we here. So
Okay.
let's talk a bit about some of your services. What it is
I
that
offer,
go ahead.
yes, sir. I offer transportation service here. I have a van, a 7 passenger, and my niche is border to border travel. So those who like a more comfortable private ride from Nairobi to Arusha or vice versa, we can definitely assist in that way. And we give private tours, we bring them over for shopping, we do weekend getaways. You got friends and family you want to visit, and you just don't want to do the public bus, or you don't want to spend as much on the plane ride over back and forth. I'll let you girl. I do that all day. I do border runs, and we make it fun. It's just comfortable.
That's
It's,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
that's good to know.
it
That's good
is.
to know. So
Mm-hmm.
if someone wanted to book with you, what
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely put the information in the description. But for the listening audience, how can they reach you? What do they need to do? What steps do they need to take?
I do have a website, A-List Productions Tours .com. And I'm actually working on a second site as well because I'm expanding my services. And so by the time this is over with, I can have that second site. I don't know it from the top of my head. I'm like putting the finishing touches on it now. But we can
Okay.
post that up for your family as well.
And like I said, I'm gonna put your contact info in the description so people can go right to it. So you do a lot of cross border trips. You say you like shopping in Tanzania. Compare for the family. Is it more expensive in Nairobi, as far as
Yeah.
shopping is concerned? From your perspective, lay that out for the family.
Yes, it is. It's a little more pricey in Nairobi. Your money goes a little longer here in Tanzania. However, the trade-off is that you get a lot more options. And I believe that's because Kenya opens its borders much wider than Tanzania does for trade, for international trade. And so they trade with a lot of different countries, a lot more different countries than Tanzania does. And so that opens the floodgate for retail when it comes to like, everything, you name it, furniture, clothing, shoes, toys, you name it. You just get a lot more options. It's very similar to the West when it comes to shopping for different things. Tanzania has its offers, right? But compare like you may find in Tanzania, you go and shopping, let's say for a vacuum cleaner. Let's just say you may get 3 or 4 options to choose from. Here in Arusha versus Kenya is going to give you 12 to 15. So you get a wider variety and your options are much more, but you'll pay for those services a little more. Hmm.
I know here in Kenya, it can be a bit tedious when you're trying to open up a business. And how was that process opening a business in Tanzania? How has it been
Well,
for you?
as a foreign entity, it was not a easy task. I'll tell you that much. It wasn't. And a lot of that is because it was trial and error for me.
Okay.
Um, I had went through the process 3 times. I actually, well, in order to open up a business as a foreigner in Tanzania, you must first have residency, right? And so the residency process for me, I had to go through it 3 times before I was
Mm,
actually approved. But this third and final time, I realized that I just needed help. I needed help. Well, I had help the first 2 times, but I think I needed on the ground help from somebody who was skilled and
got you.
knowledgeable in that field. And
I got
so
you.
I just bit the bullet and I hired a really good attorney the last go round, and she pretty much completed everything in like no time flat. That was my residency, my work permit, my business license, my incorporation. So she handled it all. So my advice would be to anybody who's interested as a foreign entity, you really want a really good attorney to assist you on the ground and save a lot of
So,
time and money.
so the work permit and the residency, what's that, like a 3 to 5 year? And then you have to
Two,
renew, or it's 2 years?
2 years you
Okay.
have to renew, but it's once you get it, the renewal process is easy.
Easier.
Yes, much
So
easier.
that's on the road to like dual citizenship or permanent residency.
Well, permanent residency in Tanzania is not an easy thing to get.
Okay.
Citizenship, excuse me, citizenship is not an easy thing to receive, not in Tanzania. So most of us and those who've been here 10, 20, 30 years is us,
Mm,
it's not easy. It's not an easy task. So most of us um, do the permanent residency, which is just a renewal process every 2 years.
I got you. I got you. We got to do what we got
Mhm.
to do until we get to where we need to get to.
I'm praying and hoping
So,
that all that's changing because there's a lot of things, a lot in that arena that is changing continent wide. So I just have my fingers crossed that Tanzania will catch that wave sooner than later.
oh yeah, sooner or later.
Hmm.
Let me go back to this border run thing. Because
Okay.
it's been my experience, like going from Gambia to Senegal, and even when I was staying in Tanzania, I had a lot. I don't know what it was, but I had a lot of issues with border
Mm.
runs. You know, they're
Hmm.
trying to bleed me for money. And during your trips, have you ever experienced that? And if so, what is the best way to maneuver through those kind of situations?
Well, yes, short answer is yes. I have experienced not maybe not bleeding, but they definitely will um entice you or desire more than what is expected of you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But not on the border though. Not on the border. It's more so inside of Tanzania, getting stopped by the police, some government offices. Unfortunately, yeah, I've had experiences, and it's hard to say how to handle it because each scenario causes for a different, handling it differently. So it just depends. It depends on how aggressive they come at you. It just depends. Depends on the mood, my mood that day. So yeah, it's just hard to tell somebody how to handle that because it's so many variables involved. Some
Yeah,
people, are flat out adamant that they're not running that game, they're not playing it no way, if, ands, or buts. Some other people a little more lenient. They know if they got to give a little chai, which is called tea, but that's a little handoff. to get what they
Little lunch
need.
money. Yeah,
They willing to do that. But so yeah, it just depends on the situation.
I got you. It's been 16 months, Alqamar. If
Hmm.
there's anything that you would have done different upon moving to Tanzania, right? What would that be?
I think for me personally, because I'm here for business, what I would have done differently was hire an attorney at the gate. I hired the
Uh,
attorney at the gate, and I spent 7 months getting all my paperwork and things processed when it could have only taken like 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. So,
yeah,
and it cost me time, money, and effort, but it's the experience. It's the experience that I had to go through, so I can now share it with the family, that's listening and watching and maybe interested themselves, so they'll know what not to do. So, it's all part of the experience. But that would have
absolutely.
been like the definitely, I would have just hired an attorney from the gate.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. I'm working with John over here,
Oh,
and
John is
Stella.
amazing. Shout
Oh
out to
yeah,
John. He's amazing. Yeah, we communicate, we chat back and forth on a regular. He helps to keep my group page on Facebook straight. Straight
yeah,
and narrow.
yeah.
He's so thorough. He's so thorough. So he'll reach out to me and give me some pointers and tips and things I should be doing on the page. So he's been extremely helpful. As you know, we met when I was there in Vianney Beach. And he gave me some really great business advice for another one of my projects in the near future I'm working towards.
Got you. For the listening audience, if you're here in Kenya and you need an outstanding attorney, I suggest you guys look up the Diaspora Freedom Initiative by Brother John. He help you out. Oh, come
I can
on.
vouch for.
Oh, yeah. You're setting up a safe space, a healthy space called the House of Good. That is one of your
Hmm.
goals that you are looking to create in Tanzania. Could you tell the listening audience, the family, a little bit about the House of Good?
I sure can. That's my baby in bloom. Um, the House of Good is a future holistic sanctuary retreat space where I am targeting the children of the diaspora and the children of the transatlantic slave trade, those of us who found ourselves scattered all across the planet, and we are still dealing with a lot of challenges in the realm of mental and emotional stress from the day-to-day living that we don't have to go into all the things that we contend with all across the planet as Africans um outside of Africa. But I cater mainly to those of us who need a safe space. This is a space to come, unwind, relax your mind and your body and your spirit, someplace where you're understood, that you can just be free, beautiful environment, healthy food, tools that help you get recentered. So we're working on that space. That's my main goal, mission, and purpose for being here in Tanzania. Everything that I do now is working up to building out this house of good. And I've already secured the land. It's a beautiful piece of land
Mm,
overlooking the city. It's in the countryside. It's butterflies all
mm.
around. So it's a beautiful piece of land. But I'm working towards, it's a little bit more of a challenge than I anticipated, just building um, the infrastructure, having everything I need to get started building this house of good out. But it's coming, it's definitely in the work. So thank you for asking about that.
Absolutely. It reminds me of what Dr. Sabi had. I think it was called the Usha Village in
Mm.
Dr. Sabi. What was that?
Honduras?
Honduras.
Uh-huh.
Honduras. Yeah. So what you
Mhm.
explained it reminds me of that. Um,
Yeah.
what kind of structures are you looking to build out? You doing bamboo? You doing mud dwellings, or you just doing traditional homes?
There'll be bomas, small bomas, and a huge large boma, which is around, for those who don't know, they're the traditional
Mm,
circular
that's fire.
style.
That's
Yeah, but
fire.
they will be modernized though. They definitely will be modernized, but just the whole 360 circular, our ancestors were on to something even then. They were so wise, so much wiser than we even
Mm,
know. So
mm,
so yeah, so there'll be bomas, and then there will be small cottages, and then there will be small um rooms that you could visit for like an outside healing bath area, meditation room, yoga room. I mean, so we're going to have all massage, the pool. It'll be a natural pool, um,
mm.
waterfall pool. So, got a lot of things planned for this space, this holistic space.
That's fire.
Tree houses. I have two beautiful trees on the property, and they're perfect for tree houses. So they're, gonna do it a little bit unique and eclectic. So it'll be some modern mixed with um the traditional.
Mm. Fire, fire, fire. When is up
Mhm.
first? How much land do you got? How much
I
land
got
did
a.
you acquire?
It's about an acre. It's
Okay,
not a huge,
okay.
huge spot. It's about an acre. However, the land that I have accrued is there's a lot of land around me that's purchasable. So
Okay,
yeah, so it started small, but I have the ability to build out and purchase more land
I
nearby if
got you.
need be. So it's a good
I got
spot.
you. We're gonna have to come visit, see what you got brewing.
Absolutely.
What is the projection of the when are you gonna
It's
start?
a it's a 5-year plan.
Okay,
So, of course, money is the main, you know, thing that I'm needing, right? If I had the money today,
it
I'd be
always is.
done in 12 to 14 months. But I
That's
have to
right.
work up to it because, it'll take money to get this done.
I got you.
So I am linked with an amazing group of diasporans here in Arusha. We just got a association approved actually like 2, 3 weeks ago. And
Mm.
so we are now in the processes of working together with a lot of other diasporans, doing smaller projects, where everybody has their own individual goals, but we come together, collab, and doing smaller projects. And those smaller projects help me to reach my 5-year goal of the House of Good.
Nice, nice,
Like,
nice.
yeah, like the tour, the transportation business. I also do local tours. I do weekend fun things. That's my thing. Like weekend getaways in and around Tanzania. It's such a beautiful country and there's so much to see, right? And
Mm.
so we take weekends and create packages around those the different areas, and we travel that way. So yeah, so there's different things that I do in the tourism industry that
You're
helps
not
me
playing no
reach my
games. You're not
no.
playing.
And I do groups over too. I forgot to mention that. I got a
What's that?
group of 12 coming in November. So I bring groups over from America, those who want to tour Tanzania. and I can assist in that way. And you come and you have an amazing experience, and you also help contribute to the House of Good.
Tell us a little bit more about that November trip. What does it consist of? How long? Are there any other spots available? Like, what do people need to do to make that a reality if they want to come in November?
Well, November is sold out. They are small groups, so I'm only taking 12 at a time. Um, just so you know, I believe that small and quaint is, you can have a better experience that way, I think. I've been on groups, larger groups, and they were nice and they were fun, but I think when the groups are small, you can have a better experience. So there are definitely culture tours. We do 3 city tours, Dar es Salaam being one, Zanzibar being
Mm,
one, and then here in Arusha. So you get your safari where you see the animals, you get the city life and the nightlife of Dar es Salaam and the culture, and then you have the island, tropical island with the beautiful turquoise waters and white sand beaches of Zanzibar. So we incorporate all 3 cities in one trip. So yeah, it becomes an amazing experience. And because I'm here on the ground in Tanzania, I know a lot of nooks and crannies and places to go and things to see that that's just not that's off the beaten path. And so you get
mm.
that experience as well when you travel with A-list productions. So yeah. And so we do the tours um quarterly. So my next one that is open and available is March 2027. So November is this year,
That's
and then
this year.
we're starting 2027. We'll be doing them every quarter.
Got you. Excellent, excellent, excellent information. So you definitely taking people in Zanzibar up to Pemba, and of course they're going through Stone Town.
Of course, we're going through Stone Town, we're going to Pemba, we're going to Nungwe, which is my favorite beach. And even
Mm.
those who may have an interest in investing in on the continent, Zanzibar is an excellent place for a lot of investment opportunities. And then I do have, you get the experience there as well because there's a whole nother side, Samal, of North Beach that's currently opening up now for investors that, the big boys are already there. They're laying the ground and foundation for all these beautiful beachfront, waterfront, luxury resorts and things
Yeah.
like that. But there's a lot of land on that area that's still going for little or nothing. And so those who may be interested in getting their feet wet in the investment side of things, these 12-day tours is a good place to start. Yeah.
Got you. Got you.
And
Talk a little
the
bit.
information about those tours will be on the website as well with the link.
Okay. One of the last questions I want to ask, if you could talk to the family a bit about your ancestral connection um, with Tanzania, some of the things that you experienced while being in the land, maybe the tribes that you interacted with and that you have a connection to. Could you talk a little bit with the family pertaining to that?
Yes. Tanzania is a very highly cultured society. Especially here in Arusha, we come close to the mountainous regions of Kilimanjaro, about an hour's drive from the base of Kilimanjaro mountain. Mount Meru is even closer here in Arusha. And so there's different tribes, the Meru tribe, the Maasai, that are very heavily cultivated in this area, Chaga tribe. So there's different tribes all over, right? Very cultural, very rooted in nature. It's one of the things I love about Tanzania. It's a really healthy blend of modern and traditional living. So there'd be nothing. I'm in a modern home, I have a, uh, washing machines, and I have all the modern trappings of a modern home. But then when I can step outside of my gate and walk a half a block and pass cows and chickens and
Mm.
goats, and it's just, and I love it. I love that about Tanzania. So they're very rooted in culture here, and yeah, and so that keeps me grounded, and closer to uh, um, God. Really, they even have a mountain that they've named the Mountain of God. It's not too far from here. It's a beautiful, beautiful mountain, and people climb it at night, right?
Mm.
And people still climb. A lot of the locals, they'll go to that mountain and they'll go out and they meditate, and so they still, a lot of the, even the stories that we hear about in those ancient scrolls, and some of the
Mm.
things that our ancient ancestors used to do, people still do that right here in Tanzania, right down the road. So it's
Absolutely.
an amazing experience. The language, as Kiswahili is the local language, the national language. And I love that too, that they're so rooted despite, all of everything else that's going on in the world. They stay rooted to, their own language and and things. So there are places that you can go that is very modern, right? You can, it's nothing to see a Mercedes Benz ride past you on
Oh,
the road or
oh, yeah.
things like that. But then you look over and there's people riding horses, or there's
Right.
shepherds herding sheep. And so it's just a beautiful um, blend of modernized civilization and traditional. I love Tanzania. I love that about Tanzania.
Yeah, likewise. The very first day that I was there, I arrived around midnight, got to the hotel, went to sleep, woke up real early, and the sun was rising. I looked out the window, and there was
Mm,
nothing but ocean. I looked to the other
mm,
window, and then you seen the bustling, the moving. It had to been like 6:30 in the morning, and people was just active, vibrant, colors, the culture all on, and you could smell the burning wood and fires. And I'm like, yeah, this is for me. This is for
yeah.
me for sure.
Yeah. The ladies, I
So
still pinch myself. The ladies walking down the street with the things on their heads, and
like it's
all,
nothing.
like it's nothing. And you know what else thing I like some all about this place is, like, you never are in need of help for long. When I
Mm.
say that, I mean, like, ever. I mean, there's no way that you run out of gas, or you're on the side of the road and you need assistance some kind of way, or and and it won't be but a matter of seconds before you receive that assistance. People just
Oh
do
yeah,
not walk past you and seeing that you need assistance and don't help. I love that
right,
about Tanzania.
right.
They're always willing to help in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely. Good-hearted people, just like here in Kenya. You know,
Yes,
the hospitality is
yes.
like, I'm from the Virgin Islands, so Virgin Island folks are very hospitable, but I must say, both Tanzania, outside of the dumb stuff, both Tanzania and Kenya, like, people are just great people, man. You know what I mean?
Genuinely kind.
Yeah, just genuinely kind people.
Yeah.
So, Kamar, we're not going to hold you too much longer. I just want to ask you one last question. before we get out of here. It's approaching an hour. So if young people are tuned in and they just don't have direction, what would your words be to someone who just need assistance in guiding their steps? You know, they confused, they don't know if they're coming or going. What would your words be if you had 100,000 people tuned in? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And they want gems or wisdom from Alqamar. What would your words be to them?
You mean as far as moving to Africa or just in life in general?
I'm gonna tell you where I draw that question from. There's so
Okay.
much confusion amongst our communities, right? You have the ADOS, you have the FBA, you have a sense of um, identity crisis, right? So someone that's caught up in all of the confusion, what was your words of wisdom? What would you express to those people?
I would say travel more. Travel more. Travel expands the mind. You know, it's one thing to take somebody else's idea of what life is like, and it's a whole nother to experience it for yourself. And so, I hear all the time, oh, those Africans don't like us. I'm like, where? Where? I've been to um 4 or 5 4 different nations in Africa. And everywhere I go, I'm always treated nice and warm and kind. And so I don't understand this concept that we want to cling to. We really want to cling to that and hold it like a friend, that our brothers and sisters on the continent don't like us, when it's so untrue. And what I find is that those who don't travel outside
Mm,
of the shores of America are the ones who are pushing this narrative. So travel, family, travel, see for yourself. Come feel and explore and learn and just gain a better understanding of life and what else is out here for it, to experience, because I have never felt so much freedom in all my life until I got here
mm,
to Africa. It's a feeling. I can explain it through 1,000 different words, but until you feel it for yourself, you won't completely understand what I'm attempting to convey. So my message to the people would be travel more, and I'm so proud of us because it's a lot more of us that are doing just that. We're taking it upon ourselves, and we're gaining the experience for ourselves, and we're opening up our hearts and our minds, and we're having a, um, a, a more holistic life experience from it. It's so unfortunate when you cling to those type of dynamics, and you cut yourself off from the rest of the African world, and you want to be ADOS, and I'm this and you're that, and it's the whole separation thing, and which in my mind is insanity, really, because we're already a minority in a nation, and so you want to shrink yourself even more when you have these people that's open, that's welcoming you with open arms, warm, friendly, kind, generous people, and you cut yourself off from that because of some rhetoric. So for me, I would say just travel more, because that expands the mind. It opens your mind, and it allows you to to gain
absolutely,
a better perspective about life in general.
absolutely. Well said.
Hmm.
And yeah, Alkama, the thing is, we done did that. all of our lives. We know what that is. But like you're saying, just get out a little bit and try something different.
Try something
Even
different.
Tariq Nasheed, he was just in Senegal a month ago.
Yep.
He gets out. You know what I mean? So family, give yourself a break. And if you need somebody to connect with, Alqamar, I will have all of her information in the description when I upload the video. So stay tuned within the next 10 minutes. And also you can connect with myself. Shoot me a DM, an email, and I get right to you. I want to say appreciate you, Alqamar, for coming on and sharing some energy with the
Thank you. Can I say
family.
one thing as far as
Absolutely. Do your
family
thing.
coming over? Family, if you wanted to come over and on a solo journey or a couples journey, and maybe you don't need your handheld, maybe you don't need me to help guide you on the ground, but you just need advice, some suggestions on where to stay, where to go when you get here, the things to do. Hit me up. I'm very easy to find on all the social media platforms. Hit me up. I'm open. I can assist you in that way as well. And I do have a platform on Facebook. It's a group page called Moving to Africa from America. Moving to Africa from America. It's about, we're about 48,000 going and growing. And I love it because there's uh diasporans in Africa, there's locals in Africa, and there's people in America that's looking to move, and we all congregate in this one place, and we share ideas, we share advice, suggestions, we share all the things that harm us. We tackle the tough subjects of why do y'all think Africans don't like y'all? I mean, we tackle all that right there on that page. So moving to Africa from America is a great resource.
Okay, Alqamar. Also, verbally share with the family your Instagram handle.
All of it is under my name, Alqamar Malik. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on WhatsApp. And I'm very active on the social media scene. So, and all of the platforms offer a different version of what I'm doing. So you never get if you're following me in one place, it's good to follow me on all of them because you see different things everywhere that I share.
Got you, Alqamar. Appreciate your time, Queen. We're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Until next time, family. This is your brother Samal here. I'm gonna tune out just to tune back in. Before you guys leave out, please go ahead and hit that like, share, and definitely subscribe to the platform. You see the kind of energy that we bringing on.
Mm.
The beautiful Alqamar. Peace
Thank you
out.
so much, Jamal. I appreciate you.
Likewise. We be in touch, Queen.
Okay, take care. Peace.
Peace.